Grandpa's Slippers by Joy Watson and Wendy Hodder. Grandpa's Slippers. On Monday, Grandma looked at Grandpa's old slippers. "You need new slippers," she said. "Those are going to fall to bits." "Nonsense," said Grandpa. "My slippers are fine." "But they have holes in their soles," said Grandma. "Good," said Grandpa. "That's how I like them." Nevertheless, Grandma bought him a new pair of slippers that day. Grandpa refused to wear them. On Tuesday, Grandpa was cleaning out the cupboard under the stairs when he came upon his old slippers hidden away in the darkest corner. "Leave my slippers alone," he told Grandma. "Don't try to hide them." "They should be hidden," said Grandma. "They're going to fall to bits. They have holes in their soles and the stitching has come undone." "Good," said Grandpa. "That's how I like them." On Wednesday, Grandpa was just in time to see Grandma handing his old slippers to a person collecting used clothing. "Hey, leave my slippers alone," he told Grandma. "Don't try to give them away." "They should be given away," said Grandma. "They're going to fall to bits. They have holes in their soles, the stitching has come undone, and all the fluff has worn off." "Good," said Grandpa. "That's how I like them." On Thursday, Grandpa went to check if the rubbish bag had been put out. There, right on top, were his old slippers. "Do leave my slippers alone," he told Grandma. "Don't try to throw them away." "They should be thrown away," said Grandma. "They're going to fall to bits. They have holes in their soles, the stitching has come undone, and all the fluff has worn off, and I can see your toes." "Good," said Grandpa. "That's how I like them." On Friday, Grandpa took some potato peelings out to the compost heap. There, not quite covered by a cabbage leaf, were his old slippers. "Please leave my slippers alone," he told Grandma. "Don't try to bury them in the compost heap." "They should be buried," said Grandma. "They're going to fall to bits. They have holes in their soles, the stitching has come undone, all the fluff has worn off, and I can see your toes. They're so tatty." "Good," said Grandpa. "That's how I like them." On Saturday, Grandpa was just about to set fire to a pile of leaves in the garden when a sudden gust of wind revealed his old slippers. "Oh no," said Grandpa as he told Grandma. "Once and for all, will you please leave my old slippers alone? Don't try to burn them." "Very well, but they should be burned," said Grandma. "They're going to fall to bits. They have holes in their soles and the stitching has come undone. All the fluff has worn off and I can see your toes. They're so tatty and they look very uncomfortable." "Good," said Grandpa. "That's how I like them." On Sunday morning, Grandpa got out of bed and was about to put on his old slippers when they fell to bits in his hands. He had to wear his new slippers instead. They had whole soles, strong stitching, warm fluff covering his toes, and they looked neat and natty. Grandpa was surprised to find that they were actually very comfortable indeed. He was very pleased, and so was Grandma. On Monday, Grandma looked at Grandpa's old grey cardigan. You need a new cardigan," she said. "No, it's just how I like it."
Welcome back to StoryTube. Today I'm going to read How to Babysit a Grandma. When you babysit a grandma, if you're lucky, it's a sleepover at her house. What should you do when you get to her door? Put on a disguise and say, "Guess who?" Or knock with a secret knock only she knows. Tap, tap, tappity tap. If you like cats, meow. If you like dogs, bark. If you like goldfish, When she opens the door, shout, "Grandma, your babysitter's here." Hug your mom and dad goodbye and say, "Don't be sad, I'll be home soon." Now, tell your grandma all the fun things you have planned. How to keep a grandma busy. Go to the park. Bake snickerdoodles. Have a costume parade. Go to the park to feed the ducks. Do yoga. Look at family pictures. Go to the park to swing. Play hide and seek. Make goofy hats. Go to the park to slide. Have a dancing puppet show. Read stacks of books. Go to the park to take photos. Do puzzles. Play cards. As the babysitter, you will need to let her choose. Of course, she will want to go to the park. What to do at the park? Slide down the bumpy slide and the twirly slide. If she's feeling brave, try the tallest slide of all. Push your grandma in the swing, but not too high. Remind her to pump her legs. Feed the ducks. Show her how to help the shy ones get food. Don't forget, good babysitters always say 5 more minutes before it's time to go. Back at home, plan some more fun. How to play with a grandma. Grab 2 microphones and sing a duet. You might want to try "You Are My Sunshine" or "Happy Birthday." Or make up a new song together. Line up all her shoes to play shoe shop. If your grandma likes fancy things, decorate her with ribbons, bows, and stickers. Shout, "Ta-da!" and hand her a mirror. Soon it's time for dinner. Your grandma may be a yummy cook, but share your tricks to make everything taste even yummier. Add sprinkles to anything, well, almost anything. Arrange the food to make silly faces. Shut your eyes as you take each bite and say, "Mmm." There's a dog. Sniff, sniff. When it starts to get dark, take your grandma outside to find the first star. Back inside, snuggle up and read some books. Turn the pages slowly so she can find everything in the pictures. Ask your grandma for stories about when your mom was little. What was Mom's favorite thing to do at the park? Did she ever get in trouble? Was her grandma as fun as you? Teach her how to say "I love you" without making a sound. I love you. Now, let your grandma choose where she wants to sleep. Places to sleep. In a tent, on the floor, on the couch, in the little bed, in the big bed. If she asks, should we leave the night light on, the hall light on, the door open, answer yep, yep, yep. Once you're both tucked in, make shadow puppets. Have your shadow foxes kiss goodnight. If she's missing your mom and dad, tell her they'll be here tomorrow, bright and early. In the morning, when you hear a knock, open the door, dressed up as twins. After you're all packed up comes the hardest part, goodbye time. How to say goodbye to a grandma. Let her borrow some sprinkles, some books, some stickers, some ribbons. Say, I love you, without making a sound. Give her a big hug and ask, when can I babysit you again?
How to Babysit a Grandpa by Jean Reagan, illustrated by Lee Wildish. How to Babysit a Grandpa. Thank you for this awesome book, Mac. Opa and Oma love it. Babysitting a grandpa is fun, if you know how. When your grandpa rings the doorbell, what should you do?
Hide!
That's right. You have to hide. You might wiggle and want to giggle, but don't yell, Grandpa! Not yet. Shh. This is how to stay quiet.
Pretend you're a shark waiting for lunch. Act like a pirate spy. Be as still as a lion statue.
And as soon as your grandpa says, I give up, pop out and shout,
Here I am!
When your mom and dad leave, pat your grandpa's hand and say, don't worry, they always come back. Then right away, ask him if he's hungry. Snack ideas for Grandpa.
Cream topped with cookies. Olives served on fingertips. Anything dipped in ketchup. Cookies topped with ice cream.
After snacks, it's time to take your grandpa for a walk. When it's cold, make sure to bundle up. And when it's sunny, sunscreen up, especially the top of his head. Remember to grab his hand when you cross the street and remind him to look both ways. What to do on a walk.
Step over sidewalk cracks. Look for lizards, cool puffs, and dandelion.
And if there is a puddle or sprinkler, show him what to do. When you're back at home, have him shut his eyes while you get ready. And then, how to entertain a grandpa.
Someone saw across the room. Put on a scary play. Show off your muscles.
You may want to have some extra tricks. Grandpas always clap for more. Pretty soon, he'll want to join the fun, so play with Grandpa too. How to play with a grandpa.
March with your drum. Build a pirate cave. Make sure you both fit in. Watch out for sharks in the water.
Don't let your feet touch the floor. When your grandpa says, nap time, it's time for his nap. The best way to put to sleep is to have him read a long book over and over and over and over. And even if you're sleepy too, babysitters have to stay awake. While he naps, draw a picture for his fridge. What to draw for Grandpa?
A pirate shark battle. Your favorite dinosaur. You and your grandpa splashing in a puddle.
Then, wake your grandpa up. You might want to try this.
Lifting him with your muscles. Tickling his nose and toes. Singing on top of Old Smoky.
Softly, then louder and louder. Now ask, will Mom and Dad be home soon? Your grandpa will look at the clock and say, yikes, very soon. Good babysitters can't leave messes, so turn on some bouncy music and get to work. And when you hear your mom and dad, grab your grandpa's hand and pull him behind the couch. Show him how to be quiet. Check how to stay quiet and whisper, see, Grandpa, they always come back. Now comes the hardest part, the goodbye time. How to say goodbye to Grandpa.
Surprise him with a picture. A hug and kiss, and another hug and kiss.
And then ask, when can I babysit you again? The end. Thank you for this awesome book. We'll treasure it forever. Love, Oma and Opa.
Just Grandma and Me by Mercer Mayer. Hi, I'm Little Critter. Welcome to Living Books. To have the story read to you, press this button. Okay. We went to the beach. Just Grandma and me. I wanted to set up the beach umbrella, but the wind was too strong. Whoa! It's windy today. I flew my kite instead. I bought hot dogs for Grandma and me, but they fell in the sand. So I washed them off. I found a nice seashell for Grandma, but it was full of a crab. Oh! Grandma, crab! Big eyes! Claws! Yo!
Oh, that's nice, dear.
I wanted to blow up my seahorse, but I didn't have enough air, so Grandma helped a little. I told Grandma to take me way out in the deep water, but not too far. Ooh, it's cold. I put on my fins and my mask and showed Grandma how I can snorkel. I dug a hole in the sand for Grandma. Then I covered her up and tickled her toes. I built a sandcastle just for Grandma, but a big wave came. Grandma said that's what happens to sandcastles, and we will build a new one next time. On the way home, Grandma was tired, so I told her I would watch for our stop. We had a good time at the beach. Just Grandma and me. And that's the end of my story. Goodbye. See you later.
Hi friends, welcome to Storytime with Amber and Erin. Today we're reading a great book called Nana in the City by Lauren Castillo. I'm excited about this book. It's a nice story. Are you?
It looks like a lot of fun. I think the cover is so cute. Holding hands.
I like the little hat.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
I went to stay with Nana at her new apartment in the city. Oh, look, there she is. And there's Nana.
Oh, how fun.
This does look
He
fun.
looks so excited.
Yeah, he really does.
I love my Nana,
Oh,
but
they're hugging.
I don't love the city.
Mm-mm.
I wonder what he doesn't like about the city.
I bet we'll find out why he doesn't like the city. The city is busy. It really is. There are so many more people in a smaller space close together in the city. Sometimes that is hard to get used to.
It is.
Give me space.
Oh. Hold on, here we go. The city is loud. Sometimes there's so many machines and cars and noises that you can't, it's so loud you can't hear yourself think.
Yeah, sometimes the city is loud on my ears too. So I understand what he's saying. The city is filled with scary things. Scary things like what? What does he think
Oh,
scary?
what does he think scary? Oh, look at that big drawing. Oh, look at the monster.
What else?
Maybe the steam coming out for
I
the
think it's just
construction.
different things that he's not used to, so that makes it scary to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see what else.
It is no place for a Nana to live.
Oh, he wants Nana to move away from the city. And look,
Oh my
this is
goodness.
the building that she lives in.
Look at this.
Looks like she lives in an apartment building. And they have to probably go up an elevator to get to her
To apartment number 3.
But Nana says the city is wonderful, bustling, booming, and extraordinary. She says it is the perfect place for a Nana to live.
Well, I wonder what she thinks is so wonderful about it. Maybe we'll find out.
She loves the bustling and booming, and it is a perfect place
and
for her.
extraordinary.
Yes.
There is no sleeping here. He looks a little scared. Oh, at night the room rumbles and shakes. There is no sleeping here.
Oh, he's having a hard time sleeping.
It's
The
a new
noises are
place.
new to him, and they're loud, and he can't settle down and fall asleep. That
Yeah.
is different.
Nana looks a little concerned. I wonder how she's going to help him.
Nana, aren't you afraid in the city? It is busy, loud, and filled with scary things. Nana gave me a kiss, tucked my blanket in nice and tight. Tomorrow, she said, I will show you how wonderful the city is. Looks like she has a plan to change his mind and make him feel comfortable in the city.
We got ready and left the apartment.
Ooh,
Look at
they're
this.
off on a great adventure. I love how he has his cape on. Oh, back up.
Back up.
Okay.
She was knitting something at night, and then guess what happened? When I woke up in the morning, Nana was holding a fancy red cape. Look how
I
fabulous
love
this
it.
cape looked. For you to wear in our walk today, she said, you'll see that the city is not scary at all. Look at this fabulous red cape.
Let's see how he feels as he puts the cape on. I felt brave in my cape. He looks super special.
He does.
And super cool in his red cape.
We got ready and left the apartment. Let's see, there they
There
go.
they go.
Can you see them?
There they
I
are.
wonder where they're going to go to first, Erin.
Okay, let's see. The city was busy. Oh, it looks like they made a stop in a really pretty park right next to the city. And it is busy, but it's still beautiful.
The city was loud. But look at its music, and there's some dancing.
Oh, I'm playing, all these people playing instruments. But Nana was right. The city was not filled with scary things. Look, he was able to meet some dogs. Oh, and they were able to give somebody some food that looked like he needed some food.
Oh, look at this. The city was filled with extraordinary things. Look at this. Their lights, their people, all doing wonderful, fabulous things.
I think Nana likes the hustle and bustle of the city. All the people, the music, the dancers, the food carts. There is so much for Nana to do in the city.
When it was time to leave, I wrapped Nana in my cape. This will keep you brave,
That's
I tell
really
her.
sweet.
Look at that. The city is busy, the city is loud, and it is the absolute perfect place for a Nana to live.
And for me to visit. And there he is saying bye to Nana, and he had a great visit. He's off in his taxi cab. Well, that was a fun adventure to the city, and I'm glad that he was able to enjoy the city by the end of the book. But it's time for something else. Ding, ding, ding.
Look, it's a letter from Walter Worm, addressed. It comes from 232 Midville Garden Way.
And it's addressed to Storytime with
Amber.
and Erin. Let's go ahead and read the letter from our dear friend, Walter Worm.
Hi, Amber and Erin. Is it true that today you were reading Nana in the City by Lauren Castillo?
It's true.
Okay, what is your favorite place to visit and why?
My favorite place to visit are different parks, and it doesn't matter where the parks are. The parks can be in the city, in the suburbs, out in the country.
I love to visit different museums, and it doesn't matter if they're in the city, country, wherever they're at. I love museums.
Okay, Walter says let's get together and read a book.
Love, Walter Worm.
Well, friends, we want to thank you for tuning in to Storytime with
Amber.
and Aaron. We want to remind you to please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We absolutely love reading to you.
We appreciate you, friends, and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Grandpa's Teeth by Rod Clement. Help! I've been robbed! We heard Grandpa shouting, "It's a disaster! Come quickly!" He was still shouting as Mom, Agatha, and I ran up the stairs. Grandpa's room was a mess, but to be honest, it was always a mess. He blamed Gump, his old dog, but Gump looked too old to me to make much of a mess. "What was taken?" gasped Mom. "Your VCR? Your television? Not your gold-plated golfing trophy?" "No," said Grandpa. "It's much more serious. It's my teeth. They've been stolen." Grandpa normally kept his teeth in a glass of water by the bed. The glass was still there, but the teeth were missing. "You haven't swallowed them by mistake, have you?" asked Mom. "Of course not," replied Grandpa. "Those teeth were special, handmade by the finest Swiss craftsmen." Agatha looked at Mom and whispered, "Why is Grandpa talking funny?" "You see how serious it is?" moaned Grandpa. "I may never speak the same again." "Are you sure you've looked everywhere?" asked Mom. "Under the bed, behind the cabinet, in all the drawers?" "Yes," replied Grandpa with tears in his eyes. "I've looked everywhere." Mom called the police. Officer Raitt looked grave. "We've done a thorough search of the room and house, but we've found nothing at all. No teeth, no clues. Everyone was at home at the time of the theft, so how the thief got in and out without being seen is a mystery." "Can you give us a description of the stolen articles, Mr. Pertwhistle?" Grandpa frowned, rubbed his chin, then looked closely at the officer. "Could you smile, please?" he asked. "Smile?" "Yes, a nice big smile." Officer Raitt grinned sheepishly. "No," shouted Grandpa angrily. "I mean really smile." Officer Raitt smiled broadly. Grandpa leaned forward, tapped the officer's teeth with his finger, and growled suspiciously. "They look just like those." Officer Raitt looked shocked. I've had these for years." Officer Raitt took us all down to the station for further investigation. Using Grandpa's description, the police artist drew a picture of the missing teeth. They put up our wanted poster with all the others. We made copies and put them up all over town. Officer Raitt rounded up the usual suspects and took them in for questioning. All of them were asked to smile. Most of them had missing teeth as well, but just one or two, not the whole set. They even brought in our unfriendly neighbor, Mrs. Carbuncle, because her own teeth didn't fit. But Grandpa didn't recognize her or the teeth in the police lineup. "I've never seen her smile before," he explained to Officer Raitt. After several days, Officer Raitt had to admit that no teeth had been found, no thief had been caught, and no new clues had been uncovered. Grandpa suspected everyone, especially anyone who didn't smile. Soon the whole town was smiling at him. Although he never smiled back, he had nothing to smile with. Mom even got a call from one of those TV shows, Unsolved Crimes. They came to the house in a helicopter. We had to reenact the whole thing. When Grandpa was interviewed, he asked the reporter Pearl White if he could borrow some of her teeth. "After all," he mumbled, "you have more than enough." Dad called Switzerland to find out how much a new set of teeth would cost. He was so shocked when he found out that he dropped the phone. "The only way we could ever afford it," he joked to Mom, "is to sell the house." Grandpa thought this was a great idea. "Who needs a house anyway?" he moaned. "It doesn't help you chew your food." To cheer him up, we all took Grandpa to the amusement park. It was a disaster. He took one look at the front entrance and burst into tears. Everyone watched Unsolved Crimes, but no one called Officer Raitt, and the crime remained unsolved. Some spare teeth were left in the mailbox, but none of them fit properly. People began locking their doors at night, imagining a teeth thief loose on the streets. No one knew who would be next, so fear gripped the town. The thief had to be caught, and soon. It seemed that the only way to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the teeth in your mouth were your own was to smile broadly at every person you met. Anyone who didn't smile was immediately dragged off to the police station for more questions and a chat with Officer Rate. So everyone began smiling at everyone else all the time, everywhere, even at funerals. Because of Grandpa's teeth, the whole town was beginning to suffer. Tourists, seeing the endless sea of smiling faces, were too scared to get out of their cars. After a while, they stopped coming altogether. Dad's Cafe, like the rest of the town, was losing business. The mayor called an emergency meeting. That night, for the first time that anyone could remember, the town hall was full. Speaker after speaker stood up to complain about the loss of customers and the constant strain of smiling all day, every day. Pastor Butters summed up the situation. While I've always considered this a happy town, there are limits. No one wants to smile without a reason, and there aren't many reasons to smile in this town at the moment. It's time, I believe, to put a stop to it. The crowd cheered. Mr. Pertwhistle had one of the finest sets of teeth in the country, and he alone cannot afford to replace them. In fact, I alone could not afford to replace them either. But if every one of us put $1 in the collection plate tonight, we would have enough money to buy 2 new sets of teeth. Most of the people put in $1. Others put in 2. At the presentation ceremony, Grandpa opened the package and revealed 2 sets of brand new teeth. "Why are they different sizes?" asked the mayor. "Oh, only one of them is for me," replied Grandpa, popping one of the sets into his mouth. "The other one is for Mrs. Carbuncle. Her teeth never fit properly, and she has such a pretty smile." Grandpa was very happy with his new teeth. So was Mrs. Carbuncle. They smiled all the time. In fact, they were so happy that Grandpa's old dog Gump smiled too. For the first time ever. Grandpa's Teeth, written and illustrated by Rod Clement.